Richard Pace is hunting for bear. One of his best tools is a ladder because bears often make their dens in old trees, sometimes very tall, hollowed-out old trees.
Sack. Get your stuff ready.
Pace is an LSU wildlife biologist specializing in bears, what they eat, where they live, especially how they breed.
It's going to be difficult to work her to get her out.
He wants to know how many bears live along this stretch of the Atchafalaya.
The way I talk about bears, it's only the females that really matter, as long as there's just a few males that go around to complete the seed, so to speak. We're going to a den tree. This bear's this is a broken off tree, Bob?
This is the Morganza Spillway. Here in Tensas Parish and throughout the Atchafalaya Basin, his team of researchers travel miles of woods and swamps, looking for bears. They'd also like to find young cubs. Up close, they look like little baby pigs, but hold one and you'll know they're formidable bears. There's an unusual fondness people have for bears. From Teddy Roosevelt to Yogi, we think of them as cuddly, and holding one, you can understand why, but for researchers here along the Atchafalaya, that is an unfortunate factor.
In wildlife biology, we talk of charismatic megafauna, big critters that people tend to gravitate towards.
The 3 cubs in the tree, it turns out, are females.
Try to keep their eyes out of the direct sunlight.
Okay.
This is our first set of triplets, I think.
With all of your research, what do you think are these 3 little ones' chances of surviving out here?
Well, they're pretty good. We're at an edge here where the woods start to get more and more fragmented as you go north from here. But as you go south from here, it's pretty solid timberlands, and we're inside the Morganza Spillway. Governmental restrictions on conversion of timberlands help, or at least will afford these bears a good chance to make it a normal lifespan.
The Louisiana black bear is a threatened subspecies. That's not as bad as endangered. But with more research, this team may have a better handle on how threatened our Louisiana black bear really is.
The rate at which bears die and the rate at which bears are born, that's much more important to when we're, or biologists, when we're trying to examine the potential for the long-term survival for a species.
With more information at hand about the bears, researchers and conservationists could have a better chance of helping them.
Kind of goes without saying, right?
Lost Louisiana, rivers run deep. Our journey along the Atchafalaya will continue. The Atchafalaya is picking up speed on its downhill jaunt to the Gulf of Mexico. This is our effort at pacing it, tasting its slices of life, and finding a lost Louisiana where rivers run deep. This is the Atchafalaya.